This one. Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is, sorry, let me mute this. Today is Monday, September 23rd. I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just gotta log into my Trade of 8. I want to share my password with you guys. And I hate when Trade of 8 does this. Okay, 1 second, guys. I gotta go and enable trading. That's why it logged me out. Add-ons. I don't know why it does that. I've already enabled it. Requires me to enable it again. All right, so I've logged into that. Let me go back to my Zoom and let's share my screen. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, September 23rd. It is 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open up in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll be on our way for our analysis for today. So, all right, looks good. Good. One last thing here. Why did they do that? All right, guys, sorry. I'm gonna have to do this again one more time. Since I finished setting this up. So many technical issues today. So when I log into my Trader 8, it logs me out of my trading view. All right, let me just do this real quick. One more time. Oh, okay, well, I guess I can only log into one thing at a time. All right, so I'll leave that as is. This link sent out to you guys here. Looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, September 23rd. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. Having a bunch of technical issues today, unfortunately, with the stream. For some reason, I can't log into the Trade08 app plus TradingView at the same time anymore. I guess it's something new. Or maybe it's just an issue for today. But it just kept logging me out of my TradingView here. But I got it all fixed, I think, hopefully. So If you guys saw the chat last night, guys, I mentioned that, the increased volatility is going to happen, or it should be happening this week due to the official kickoff of the fall season. So with that said, I'm going to be making a few changes with the breakout. So prior, I was taking the breakout based off the fundamentals, and it just made it very subjective. So like when I base the entry based off the fundamentals, it would make things very um subjective, because like it's not always going to be the same with the analysis and being able to test it back. So what I'm going to do here is I've made some changes where I'm going to be basing the breakout mostly off the momentum signal. So just momentum signal by itself. I'm not going to explain how it's done yet because I'm still in the testing phase right now, but I've tested it back as far as I could, and it works pretty well. It's going to be very objective because there's only one way the entry can go based off the momentum signal prior to market open. So that's what we'll be looking for. So I'll let you guys know shortly what the entry is going to be. It's going to finish setting up the liquidity here. And we should be good to go. All right, liquidity is marked up. And it looks like we are good to go here. So we got about a minute till I can determine what the breakout's going to be for the day. So the breakout's going to be it's going to be a 100-point TP, 50-point stop loss. I think a lot of you guys will like this because it is a positive risk to reward. What I've noticed over my back testing over the weekend is that the breakout's either going to work in your direction or not. The only time it's not going to work that way is if the market is ranging. So it's not supposed to be ranging as we go into higher volatility. So I'm expecting price to either hit TP or hit stop loss, right? And by doing that, we can minimize the risk by looking to tighten the stop loss. So all right, guys, I posted it in the chat for you guys to see. So you guys can see what the breakout is going to be for today. All right, guys, we got market opening up in about 20 seconds. It's gonna be a little tricky. I use two mouses at once to take this order. So we got market opening up in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. Price coming down right there.
Order filled.
There goes a breakout right there, running in profit. We'll have to wait and see how this plays through. Hopefully it doesn't range today. We'll see where this ends up going. So we got liquidity right there, full TP right there, guys. So full TP right there on our breakout for 100 points.
Order filled.
And my freaking thing is not. Okay, so my trailing stop isn't working. Breakout right there just hit full TP, guys. You guys like how that worked right there? Or did it? Oh, fuck. Okay, my bad, guys. The full TP didn't hit. It was my trailing stop. I gotta turn off my trailing stop. It's still running right now. It's probably gonna keep dropping, but my trailing stop triggered at 50 right here. So I ended up getting out at 50, which is all good, I guess. Wanted that fucking full move though. All right, so the breakout's still technically running for the full move. I don't know why I closed out on all my other accounts though. That's weird. Unless this one's still running. No. For some reason, my top step closed out too. I don't have a trailing stop on my top step. Anyways, this is probably gonna hit full TP for the 100 right there. But I think I'm just gonna turn off my trailing stop because my trailing stop just threw me off. I thought it hit full TP, but it hit my trailing stop, which was at the 50 point, which is fine. But I wanted to get that full 100 right here. You can see it's just dropping right there to the full TP. Fuck. It's all good. I'll take it. So if you guys want to move your stop loss and profit, I'm already out, guys. My trailing stop trailed me at the 50 point mark. So when price came down over here to the 50, my stop loss got moved in profit. And then when it pulled back right there, it closed me out. But I was trying to go for the full 100 here. It's probably gonna hit the full 100. So it's just up to your guys' preference. But I'm out of the position right now, unfortunately. And I will wait for the next entry here for the market flow V2. So the volatility here isn't as high as I was hoping for. For Monday, I was hoping for the volatility to be straight through, but the volatility right now is not really straight through. It's kind of just, now you can see here, it's more obvious that it's going into a range. So price is kind of just ranging back to where it was earlier. Let me go and mark up opening price. And now we will wait to see where this ends up going. Yeah, this thing's pretty, I'm actually kind of glad it closed out at the 50 points now, because this is what I was hoping not to happen. I was hoping price wasn't going to range and it was going to move in a direction at least 100 points on open, which is typically what happens when the volatility is high. But you can see over here, price is now ranging. So it came down, knocked out liquidity down here. Then it shot all the way back up, knocked out liquidity up here. So if you guys took any of these levels of liquidity, it looks like your full TPs would have been hit. This one would have been hit, this one, this one. So 3 levels of liquidity right here, full TP with regard to the initial breakout move. And then price is now pushing back up over here to the top side where it hit liquidity up here as well. So this liquidity got hit, full TP. This liquidity right here got hit, and this one right here got hit as well. So I'm out of the breakout. And I'll post up my profits right now shortly. I don't know what happened with one of my accounts though. One of my accounts gave me like double profit for some reason. Took the same contracts, but I guess it closed out a little later compared to the others. But anyways, let me just 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's what I thought it was. All right, so let me screenshot over here what I locked in. Maybe it was a good thing that my trailing stop was in there for the 50-50 because the market here, it is volatile, but it's kind of all over the place. So let me just post this over here real quick. And let me mark up the 50 points. You guys know where I pulled out at. So you guys can see over here, if you did the original 100, which you guys could easily have done as well. If you guys aren't comfortable with doing the risk to reward change, I mean, go ahead and use the 100. You'd still be in the position right now. But if you did the switch that I did, looks like you would have pulled out right here with me as well if you followed my exit. So let me just go and copy this real quick. And I'll put the differences over here so that you guys can see. There we go. Here, I'll just copy this right here. TP on the momentum breakout entry for 50 points. I was hoping there'd be more direction today, but it's looking like we're going to get some of this sideways move. Here are my profits. Okay, so I locked in 1,500 on my first account. I don't know how this happened on this one. It's the contract sizes were the same. I guess it just closed me out a little later when price got down to the bottom over here. But anyways, here is my profit. So I locked in 1,000, basically 1,500 on my first account. And then this is what it was supposed to happen. It's supposed to be 750, but there was some slippage, of course, across the accounts. So you can see some of my top accounts over here locked in 735, 705, and then the rest 690 right here. It was about where it was supposed to be, but I don't know what happened with this first one. All the contract sizes were taken at 3 contracts, so I don't know. Wish I had an explanation, but I don't. So if you guys want to do the 1-to-1 for the 100, it'd still be running right now. If you move your stop loss and profit to 50, like I did for my trailing stop, I got out at the 50 mark, got out at half profit. I was hoping to make about 1,500 per account, but I just made it on one. And then the rest over here gave me 750, which is basically half, or 700, which is basically half of what the full TP would have got me. Anyways, back to the nice, you guys did pretty solid. Nice. Sam caught it. Will caught it. Stanley was asking, wasn't it a buy? I didn't put a buy here at all, so I'm not sure. Did anyone else think it was a buy? Because I put in the chat right there. If you scroll up, it says breakout for today was a sell. Every day during the chat, like right before market open, I'll put what the direction is. So just be on the chat before 6:30. Like I'll put it on at 6:29 because I have to see what the momentum signal is indicating right at open. So I can't tell you any time before that, but 6:29 is going to be the time for the entry. No, Stanley, it's in this chat right here, the same chat that you're talking about, Stanley. It's like literally above. Like it's in the same, there is no premium chat. You are in the premium chat. This is where it is. So I'll just screenshot it for you. It says right here. So this was a message to everyone. Breakout for today's a sell, 100 TP, 50 stop loss, right there at 6:29. So there is no other premium chat. You are in the premium chat. All right. Anyways, guys, let's see. Oscar said, Sean, I fucking love you, dog. You make trading so easy. Yeah, this breakout is pretty straightforward, guys. So, I mean, if you guys want to keep the trailing stop, feel free to keep the trailing stop. I think the trailing stop does help, but for some reason, I always get an error when it comes up. So I will, I'll leave it up, and then if there's an issue and if I need to make some adjustments to it, I'll make some adjustments. But I'll just leave it up. For some reason, I always get an error though. Like the trailing stop only works for one of my accounts, and then for the other ones, it for some reason doesn't move the trailing stop in order. I think I have to make some adjustments to it. I think it's because I have the trailing stop set at a specific price, and I have to make the price a little different. So I'll have to go back and make some adjustments to that. Next up is going to be our market flow V2s. So the same situation over here for the market flow V2s, guys. I'm fuck, I just missed the entry. All right, so I just got in right here. Or let me see if I could get
Order
it.
filled.
Entry is right here. Let me see where it's at. I think I might have missed the entry. Entry would have been at the, no, I got in like way too early. The entry should have been right here at the 80 mark, guys. Sorry, I was unprepared with this for this right here. So I'm in the position right now. The entry isn't where it should be, where it should have been. I guess I'd say. I move my stop loss and prop up a little higher, and my TP up a little higher. You know, I'm just gonna get out of this position, guys. Sorry, I had to get out of it. I didn't do this position properly. So I got in at really bad entry point. The entry should have been right here at the 80. I got in like really low. So I just got out. Whenever I make a mistake like that, guys, I just pull out of the position. So I screwed up today. Sorry. I wasn't paying attention because I was looking through the chat and 640 already hit. If you guys want to stay in it, stay in. If you want to pull out, pull out. I just pulled out because whenever I make a mistake like that, I'm not going to risk it by letting the trade run when I got in at like horrible entry point. So the market flow V2 actually came up like right here. So price at 640, right here. My entry is supposed to be at the 880 mark right here. I got in at like really low, like right here at like the 70 or even below the 70. So I didn't want to risk it, but this trade's probably going to play through. There's also news at 645, which is high impact. So I would probably recommend you guys pull out in profit right now if you guys can, or if you guys would, because there is high impact news coming up right here at 645. So the reason why I pulled out of this position was because I screwed up. I wasn't paying attention around 640. I got to pay more attention to the chart because we were talking about the breakout. I was answering questions, and then at 640 right here is where the entry should have happened. Right here at 640, you see how price pushed up right here. The entry would have happened at the 680, or sorry, the 480, but I got in at the I just got in at market down here, which was like the worst mistake that I can make because I basically just FOMO'd into this position when I should have just waited for price to push up higher. So I'm out of this position here. I will post a screenshot. Let me just take a screenshot of this here. And there's high impact news right here at 645. So missed entry. Low V2. Hold for partial. All right. So I pulled for partial profit right here. Let me go and just put my profits again. I made a little more profit on that as well. Sorry, guys, that was my bad. I should have been paying attention. But there goes pretty much what I plan on doing every day. There's basically two entries I'll be looking to take every day, guys. I'll be looking to take the breakout, and then I'll be looking to take the market flow V2. Just two entries, but they're all for a 1 to 2. 1 to 2 risk reward. So you're either going to get like 4 times, and there you go, full TP right there if you guys took it, or if you guys held on to it. So I'll just it was based off news though, so a little tricky. But full TP right there for the 60 points. Man, today's a good day. Pretty good day overall. Breakout played out okay. Not as smooth as like I was anticipating and expecting, but the breakout did play out okay. And then the market flow V2 right here shot straight below. So that's pretty smooth. All right, so I'll just put this here so that you guys have an idea of like what to look for and what we're looking for here. But then I'll explain again in a few what the parameters have changed for so far. All right. So now that we're done, I'm basically done trading for the day at this point. At this point, I'm done trading because I've taken my 2 entries that I planned on taking for the day, the breakout, and then the I also took a breakout on my Apex account. So this shows you that I believed in this breakout. So normally I wouldn't take it on my Apex accounts, and my personal account, but for today I took it. This is my personal account right here. I logged in 1,500 or 1,465 to be exact, and then my Apex accounts right here. So that's how much I trusted in the entries for today. Because usually I only take this on my Top Step account. But for today, I took them on all of them because I had real confidence. Like you guys would not believe how much I I studied, well, not studied, I back tested for this. I back tested like literally all day today. I mean, all day yesterday and all day Saturday and basically all day Friday. I was looking through all the breakouts that we used in the past, and I tried to find something that was like that was replicable, right? Something that we could do pretty much every day and just repeat the process without any subjectivity, like literally some set examples some set criteria that I can use. And I was like, the momentum is like where we always fall back to, right? The momentum is something that we can use. I can find patterns from the momentum. And I went back super far to identify, okay, what breakout works really well during this period? And it's the momentum breakouts. It's like you either take them in the direction of momentum or you take them in the other direction. So here are all my profits for the day. So I locked in 1,665 on my personal account, locked in about 1,000 per Apex account right here. And then here's my Top Step account. I locked in about 1,500. I don't know how this happened right here. This kind of confused me because, oh, okay, I see what happened. Because my risk parameters. So I'll have to adjust my risk parameters for Top Step. That's why it closed me out early, because I used a bigger contract size for this move. And it ended up closing me out in profit earlier than I anticipated. But yeah, basically 1,500 profit. That was my goal for the day for the accounts here. So hopefully tomorrow when I let them run a full TP, it'll work out a little better. I'll keep looking for some more market flow entries here. So there's actually more market flow entries that are coming up right now. If you guys wanted to take them for the 10-30 split, like if you guys still want to go for the 10-30, you guys, feel free to take them. But I'm going to stick to my game plan, which is basically 2 entries per day. So there's a market flow V2 that came up right there. There's actually 2 of them. This one came up. This one came up. I mean, there's a whole bunch here that came up. And it's still before 7 o'clock. So if you guys want to take some more market flow V2s, it's just now that I'm taking it for 60 points, it's basically like 6 trades in one. So instead of taking 6 different market flow entries, I'm just taking 1 market flow. If that makes sense to you guys, right? Glenn's asking, is a 635 candle an entry? No, because I only take them after 640. So it's only between 640 and 7 o'clock. So again, guys, I'll just kind of explain what I'm doing, what I plan on doing from here on until maybe the market slows down again. Fall season is supposed to be pretty volatile. The winter season where it kind of slows down around the holidays, but it's only for like a week or 2. But anyways, my entries for the days, I'm basically going to be looking for the breakout over here. Looks like the breakout's still pushing down a full TP. I'm going to take 1 entry, which is a breakout on open. I'm hoping this hits before 640. This is supposed to hit before 640. It's not supposed to run for this long. Because if I'm still in this breakout, I'm not going to be able to take the market flow V2, right? So I'm hoping that the breakout hits right away, which is supposed to. It's supposed to hit within the first couple minutes. That's the whole point of the breakout. Once this trade hits, then I'll move on to the market flow V2. And then that's pretty much it. I'm looking for like 2 solid entries a day for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So I'm either looking to make, basically each risk is like half risk, right? So I'm either looking to make 1,500 for 1 trade, or if both trades hit for the day, 3,000 for the day per account. And then if I was to lose, it'd be 750 times 2. So I'm basically looking to make about 3,000 for the day and risking 1,500. Otherwise, if I just have 1 trade, it'll be 1 profit and then 1 loss, and then I'll be like break even basically. So the main thing is 2 entries. Breakout and then 1 market flow V2. Again, if you guys don't like the risk to reward that I'm doing now, if you think it's too risky because it's too far out, then go ahead and use the previous risk to reward. But I'm basically going for 2 different ones. I'm going for 100 point TP, 50 point stop loss for the breakout. And then for the market flow V2, I'm going for a 60-30. So 60 TP, 30 stop loss. So instead of taking like 6 entries here back and forth, I would just take 1 big one and then hold on to it basically. I think it works out better that way with the current condition of the market. I'm hoping the market stays volatile because if this is the case, then we can just take these pretty much every day. I've done the math for the breakout entries. So if we took every breakout entry for September, we'd be in profit a total of 800 points. So I mean, you do the math for that if you're doing 300 or if you're doing, so say for example, you're doing 3 contracts times 5 times 800 points. And then for today, another win. So total profit of about 12,000 per account. For this specific breakout strategy. Again, this thing's kind of going sideways. This isn't what I was hoping not to happen, but obviously you can't predict the market. I was hoping the market would be volatile and it would just go straight down like it normally does, but it did not happen like that today. Today, price started to consolidate. If it starts to consolidate like this and it takes too long, like if it hits 640 and it hasn't hit the TP yet, I will more likely than not move my stop loss and profit. So I guess moving my stop loss and profit over here with the trailing stop worked out because either way, once it hit 640 right here, I would have moved my stop loss and profit anyways. So that's like another rule that I have to like kind of implement into the criteria because once it hits 640, and if this breakout hasn't hit full TP, then it's going to cut into my ability to take the market flow V2. And that becomes an issue because you can't stack positions on Apex. If you stack positions, it'll be considered I forget what it's called, average. It's gonna be considered averaging in whatever that strategy is that they don't allow. Dollar cost averaging or something like that, whatever it is that they ban people. They don't ban people, but they don't give payouts for. Dollar cost averaging, that's what DCA. So if you add 2 positions in, like say, for example, I have a breakout running, even though it's in profit, if I try to add in for the market flow V2, then it might trigger the dollar cost averaging criteria, and then I'll be denied a payout. So I'm not going to risk that. So if the breakout doesn't hit by 640, I'll pull out for profit, or I'll move my stop loss and profit, and then I'll look for entries over here for the market flow V2s. So as you guys can see over here, there's a lot of entries that are coming up for the market flow V2s. So just looking at this here, there's 1 entry, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's about 12 entries right here for market flow V2s, guys. If anybody caught any of those entries, there's a ton of them that came up right here. Hey, Steven, did you just join right now? Yeah, sucks to be you, Steven. You missed out on all the wins for today, Steven. The breakout hit TP and the market flow hit full TP as well. Those are the profits right there. And bad day to wake up late, Steven. And this is my Top Step account. But anyways, welcome, Steven. So I'll keep looking for some more entries here. Again, there's another market flow. So basically, whenever price comes up and touches these black lines, guys, this is a market flow entry. So price comes down, comes right back up. There's another market flow right there that's running. For the bigger move for the 60 TP 30 stop loss, guys, I would only take one of them because you can see over here price is already hit. If you end up waiting too long and taking too many of them, then I'm not going to say it's not going to hit, but you're running the risk, of course, because this is a pretty big move, right? So I'm only taking one of them a day. But if you want to take the smaller ones, the 10-30 moves, I mean, these are still hitting. So like pretty much all these right here. There's another one running right here, full TP. So there's a lot of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's about 15 entries right here. I mean, I wouldn't take all 15, of course, but if you were like on that, if you're trying to hit every entry for the market flow V2s, there's a bunch of them that are happening right here. There's another one right here too, if this one ends up swinging back up. But all right, guys, if you guys have props to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, Let's see. Stanley sent me a message. Oh, this is Brett. My bad, Brett. I just saw your message right now. All right, so there's another opportunity right here if you are looking for another market flow V2. It's getting close to 7 o'clock. The cutoff for these entries is 7 o'clock for me. So there might be opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 more entries right here if you guys are looking to take them. Otherwise, today was pretty solid. I think today was good for the breakout, and then for the the breakout technically still hasn't hit its full TP yet, as you guys can see right here. Yeah, at this point, for sure, if you're still in the breakout, guys, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I would move my stop loss and profit. So I would probably move it to the high of the current candle right there. You guys don't have to follow my advice, but this thing's been running for too long. The breakout is supposed to hit right away. It's supposed to hit within the first couple minutes of market open. But you guys can see here that it is moving very slow. So let me just scroll up real quick. Yeah, William said you told us all to sell, easy peasy. Thanks, Jamie. I just saw your message right now regarding the high impact news. Will said I'm remaking my ATM strat because for some reason I had 60 on my TP. Great job, Howard. Did you know what direction market is going? It's beyond me. But let's do it again tomorrow. Okay, so now the breakout has hit full TP here, guys. So I will let's give a little update here for the breakout. Dang, today's a pretty good day, guys, overall. I was expecting this to happen, but not in the situation that it happened. That's why I was super confident in the breakout, but I wasn't expecting it to take this long because it basically ran past the market flow entry, which is not supposed to happen. All right, so full TP right here for the breakout, 100 points right there. And then also, and this is all based off the momentum signal, guys. You guys can see over here on my markup, I don't have anything on the chart aside from momentum. That's all I'm using. So I'm not going to tell you guys exactly how I'm identifying it because this is what's going to be used for the hedge fund. I will tell you guys every morning though. So if you guys hop on the live session every morning, I'll tell you guys where the direction is going to be. But I'm going to be using this strategy for the hedge fund. So unfortunately, this isn't going to be something that's open to the public. I might share with you guys eventually. I think you guys will understand what the strategy is like if you guys continue to follow me and if you guys have the indicators, because it's not very hard. It's based off just the momentum signal. So I mean, if you just looked at this right here, you could probably already guess what I'm doing. It's a very, very simple strategy, but you do need my momentum indicator. So in order to take this strategy, I'm going to be taking this every day, pretty much Monday through Friday. You need the momentum because that's all I have on the chart. I have no other indicators that are on here. It's literally just momentum. Super simple. And then if it stops working, so say for example, it stops working, then I just do the opposite. Like you guys see how easy that is? Like I can just keep doing it. And if I go into a drawdown phase, I just switch it the other way and I just keep winning regardless of the fact. So it's kind of a no-brainer. The catalyst here is the momentum though. So you can't really do this unless you have my momentum indicator. Like I said, once the hedge fund opens up, guys, nobody can sign up for these indicators. So if you guys want access to them, get access to them as soon as possible because once I close down, because obviously I have a strategy here that works, I'm able to predict where the breakout's going to happen. I don't want people to be using this, right? It's like what people always say, like if your strategy really works, why would you sell it to the public? I'm not exactly selling it to the public here. I'm just making it available at the moment. But once the hedge fund starts up, it's going to be closed off because I'll make more money from just managing accounts versus licensing this out to people. So for the breakout again, I'll be doing this every day, pretty much Monday through Friday. And then we'll do the market flow. Market flow is a little more complicated. It's not that complicated, but it uses the momentum and the pivots and the levels. That's pretty much it. All right, it's past 7 o'clock right here. So no longer looking for any more market flow entries. I'll keep looking for any other entries that come up. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, the mentoring session will be this week on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, I'll probably go over this stuff a little more in detail. Again, I'm not going to go over the breakout strategy in detail because this is kind of it's basically going to be my bread and butter with the hedge fund. It's the easiest strategy to apply because you don't have to really do much. You just have to follow it. You just have to be around in the morning. And that's pretty much it for the breakout. The market flow is a little tricky because it's not going to happen the same time every day. So the market flow could happen at like 6:40, can happen at 6:45, can happen at 6:50. For today, unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention to the chart, so I kind of missed my entry. I got in for a late entry for a FOMO, and I just pulled out early right here. So you guys can see my entry. I got in right here, and I pulled out down here. And the profits for today are pretty solid. Yeah, it's a great way to start off the trading week. All right, so let's see. Nice work, William. So William over here. Here, I'll just put this in the chat real quick. So here are William's profits. William locked in 3,628 for the day. Nice work, William. Yeah, and just from the stats, guys, this is why I'm okay with doing the wider TP stop loss, because like if I lose a trade today and I win tomorrow, it's going to make up for it, and then it's still going to give me profit. I usually don't go for these positive risk to rewards because I'm going for like low-hanging fruit. But now that the volatility is higher, it's actually easier to catch these bigger moves. So we'll see. Anyways, here I'll add up my profits for the day. There's no other entries here that are available at the moment, guys. So I'll keep looking for some more market flows that may come up after, but at this very moment, there's just nothing available right now. If you guys took these two lower levels of liquidity, this one over here hit full TP, and then this one over here hit full TP as well. So there's a lot of different entries that are coming up. Liquidity. What else came up? Pivot scalp right here. Momentum scalp. Breakout. And I guess we'll keep looking for some more market flow entries here. In order for us to get another market flow entry, we need price to come down below, retrace up, come back further. Here's a clean chart. It's not super clean today. Let's mark up these levels here so I can see things better. All right, so you can see here that there's not really too much direction. I mean, price is coming down, but there's not too much direction here. Price is kind of just going back and forth within this range. So market isn't as volatile as I was kind of hoping for, but we'll work with what we got here. Today's just Monday too, so just keep it in mind. I might just be a little too harsh on the market right now. It is Monday, so I mean the market is kind of slow sometimes on Monday. Hasn't gone into full swing for the week. So maybe I'm just being a little too heavy on the market right now. The market is probably not even ready to get into full swing. But I was just hoping, well, I wasn't hoping, but I was expecting a lot more for the first day of fall here. Anyways, there goes the zones. Price is also respecting the zones over here. So I'll leave this up right here. This is a zone chart. This is a clean chart, and here's our main chart right here. So until price comes below this point, below the pivots, there's not going to be any entries here for market flow. We need price to come below, retrace up, and then come back down sharply. Once we have that, we'll be good to go. Scroll down real quick. Vincent said we're doing 60. I already explained that. So I think you heard me, Vincent, with that there. Will said 20 minutes till the Fed is speaking. Don't do the FOMO thing. Yeah, Fed's speaking later today. Oscar is asking, are all these strategies besides this new breakout on the past mentoring session haven't gotten a chance to sit in but going to have to review them. Yeah. So yeah, the last mentoring sessions we covered the market flow V2s. So if you're familiar with the market flows, Oscar, basically the way that the original market flows work is you'd look for price to push up, bounce off the pivot, and then come back down sharply, right? So like basically the way that this would work is you'd have to wait for it to come up and then come back down, and then it would fill your order, right? For market flow. For the V2s, it's a lot easier. So instead of waiting for price to actually bounce off the pivot, you're just putting a pending order at the pivot, or not at the pivot, but at the whole number near the pivot. So like for example, over here, our entry happened. Let's go there real quick. Whoops. I'm just going to show you an example of like the entry that I took, but I just ended up getting in like way too late. So this candle right here pulled up. So your entry could have been at the 70 mark right here. I mean, technically, yeah, it should have been right here at the 70 mark. So if I was paying attention earlier, the entry would have happened right here at the 70 mark. Because my entries start to happen over here at 640, right? So 640 hit, once 640 hit, my entry would have been waiting right there at this at the 470, but I wasn't paying attention. So since I wasn't paying attention, my entry should have actually happened right here. It's at every 10 mark. So like the 70, 80, 60, 50, 40, 30, etc. I just have my level set to the 10 mark so I can put my pending order right there just waiting. So if price was to push up, it would fill my order like it did right there. And then it would run right there at full TP. So the only difference between it is that instead of waiting for price to push up and pull back down, you're just having a pending order waiting right there. A lot of my entries now that I'm setting up, I like using a pending order because I don't want to get in at like bad price. And being able to put a pending limit order, you can just like leave the order there, and then once it fills, and then you just let the trade do what it's supposed to do. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Same thing, just different entry point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oscar said, yeah, last week I kind of picked up on what you were doing on the session. It seemed very straightforward, hard to mess up. Yeah, exactly. So I think the fact that we're putting the pending order now, it's going to help everybody because instead of me telling people like, hey, look, we're going to look for price to retrace and come back down, that's hard because people can't just like follow it, right? Sometimes people are just not fast enough to catch the swing back down. And with the V2, instead of like waiting to enter, you just put your pending order just hanging out there. Like, for example, if you wanted price to say come down and then come right back up, you just have a pending order just chilling right there, just waiting. So that when it does come and fill it, it'll fill it and then come down super fast to where it's supposed to go, right? So I think it's a lot simpler and it's easier to follow using the V2. The original still works fine. It's harder to follow because these candles move fast sometimes, right? Like right now they're moving slow, but normally the candles are like all over the place. So it's like hard to get in at the perfect price point. Otherwise, you'll get caught in slippage. I think that's the thing that annoyed me the most is that sometimes I'd have my pending order just waiting right there. And then what happens is it comes down, fills it, comes back up, and then comes back down. Instead of getting in right here, I get in like way down here. And then I just basically gave up like 3 or 4 points. So it screwed up my entry. So I like using limit orders versus stop orders because you get in at an exact price. So if I put a limit order right here and I'm like, I want to get in at 470, it's going to have to fill me at 470. It's not going to get me above or it's not going to get me below. It's going to get me exactly at that price. And that's the main reason why I kind of made the adjustments. I'm just making small adjustments to the strategies that we're already doing so that we have better entry points and that we all can get in at the same price. So there's no confusion like where entry was happening at. Steven's asking, Sean, when the hedge fund opens, will the current members still have access to the indicators? Yes, that is correct. So everybody here in the premium and everyone who has access to the indicators in the live sessions, you guys are perfectly fine. You guys are still going to have access to it. It's just people who don't have access to it they're not going to be able to sign up for access to it. So you guys that are here right now in the Zoom and on the YouTube, you guys are fine if you just want to sit in on my live sessions or if you guys want access to the indicators and you have them already. It's only going to be closed off to new people Because obviously I don't want to share this breakout with the public, right? I mean, you guys see it here that I'm doing it, but not everyone can do this because nobody else has this indicator that I created. So this momentum indicator is the first indicator I've ever created. I pretty much based all my strategies off this momentum indicator. There's just different variations to it, right? So we're basically bringing things back to where we originally started. When I first started trading, I used to only use the momentum indicator. And then I factored in, obviously you guys know the pivots, and then we added in the high-low indicator, and then we added in the sessions, and then we added in the SRs, and we added in levels. Of course, I added like different things to help complement my strategy, but everything kind of lines back to the momentum indicator, right? And that's all you need for this breakout. Like that's all I'm using. So yeah, CJ. So we're having the mentoring session on Wednesday this week. I'm a little busy today and tomorrow, so I can't do it today or tomorrow, but I will be having it on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we'll probably what we'll do is we'll go over examples. So I'll show you guys all the breakouts from let me see, I actually have all the data here. I don't want to copy everything so that you guys can have the criteria, but so the crazy thing with this too is that you can technically use this during Asia session too. And I'll show you guys some examples here. Okay, here, I have all the data right here. So I did all the data for, let me copy this over here. I can't really see it. Okay, so I have all the data right here from basically this month. So I initially tested it with the 100-100. So I did 100-100 and I'm like, okay, the win rate is decent. Actually, the 100-100 is pretty good. But I think the criteria for, here, let me see, I'll cut this off. And there's no entries right now, guys. Don't worry about it. There's nothing for us to take here. There's a buy signal right now, so there's a possible market flow V2 that's coming up right here. The only problem is that it's going to be right at the sessions. So if you want to take a market flow V2 right here, it would happen at the 60 mark right now currently. Yeah, basically I have all the stats right here. These are all the stats from this month. So I basically, what I did first was I tested the strategy with the 100-100. It actually works really well with the 100-100. So if you look over here, if you were to do it for the whole month of September and you're doing the 100-100, it would be when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 wins and 1, 2 losses. Actually, that's pretty good too. Wait, now that I'm doing the math, I think the 100-100 actually would make more sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Wait a minute. Now I'm scratching my head because I'm like, maybe I should do the 100-100 instead. Okay, so 12 wins, minus 2 losses times 100 points each. That's 1,000 points profit for September. That's pretty much the month of September. And then if we were to do just the 150, so basically when, let me count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 wins. That'd be 1,000. Obviously. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 losses. 4 losses, 50 times 4, 800. Okay, wait, I have to think about this now because I didn't realize that the 100 actually won more. Because if that's the case, then the 1-to-1 should be perfectly fine. It just has 2 more wins though. Okay, so I guess we'll discuss this during the mentoring session, guys. But basically, here are the stats for September. I can't go anywhere farther than this. Unfortunately, the stats only go this far. So I can only test it this far. I could probably test a little farther back, but I have to use like the specific contracts. But yeah, this is the data for September, from September 1st up until Friday, which was September 20th. Basically, it was 1,000 point profit for 100 for the 1-to-1, and then for the 1-to-2, it was 800 point profit. Let's see, Daniel said, even if it's 2 more wins, you mitigate your losses on the ones you did lose. No, it's different. So there's 2 more wins on it, Daniel. So for the 1-to-1, it was 10 wins, so that'd be 1,000 points profit. That'd be 10 wins, right? 10 points, 1,000 points profit for the month. If you were to do the 1-to-2, you'd have more losses. So basically you'd have 2 losses for the 1-to-1, and then you have 4 losses for the 1-to-2. So you'd still be less profit. Because if you did 1-to-1, you'd have 1,000 profit or 1,000 points. Here, I'll do the actual money value. So 3 times 5 times 1,000. If you did a 1-to-1, you'd be 15,000 in profit. If you did the 1-to-2, it'd be 3 times 5 times 800. So you'd be 12,000 in profit. So you'd still make more profit for the 1-to-1. And the same situation would happen for this one today too, because how price was ranging. I think this is where it kind of where it becomes an issue for the 150. So if you're doing the 1-to-2, it becomes a problem when the market's ranging, but when the market's not ranging, it usually pretty much just goes straight through. I think that's where the 2 extra losses came from for the 1-to-2 was because of the ranging days. Like for example, over here last Friday was ranging super heavy. I put here in the notes, big range on open. And basically it would, just end up for a loss because it's spike. The problem with the ranging market is that it goes back and forth so much that it could likely trigger before it comes back down. So I don't know. I just will have to make the decision whether we want to do a 1-to-1 for the breakout or whether we want to do a 1-to-2. I'll have to test farther back. So this is just the September data right here. Obviously for September, the 1-to-1 works best because the market was still kind of ranging a little bit. I think it's going to be the same situation for the summer months. So I guess later today, I'll try to back test it a little further, like the summer months and the earlier March. And then I'll just kind of see where it lands. If it's more profitable for a 1-to-1, then I'll do a 1-to-1. If it's more profitable for a 1-to-2, then I'll just do 1-to-2. Yeah. But yeah, the stats here are nice though. So yeah, if you guys are curious, I actually test these strategies. I don't just tell you guys like, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do something different. I actually go back and really back test these strategies to make sure everything works well. So the market flow over here that I marked up for you guys, it hit. So it pretty much did exactly what I mentioned. So this is what I was talking to Oscar about. This strategy is nice because you just set the pending order there. And then price kind of just comes down, fills the order, and then shoots right back up, right? Same with this one right here. There's another entry. So there's one entry that happened right here. That was a full TP. And then again, right here, another one, price came up, came back down, bounced off the 60 mark again. Same entry point. You just have 2 different orders. So this one right here hit TP. This one right here also hit TP. And then price is now kind of pushing back higher. If you want to take another entry, it would be right here at the 90 mark. So the market flow V2s do work well only when the market is moving directional. So typically I stop trading around 7 o'clock because the market here starts to get a little flat. And That's kind of what's happening here. Market is still moving directional, but it is a little flat. So you can see over here it is going sideways. Let me take off the levels. It's like doing a slow snail movement, slow snail push to the upside, which I mean might be a good situation for these market flows because you're not going to get any of that crazy volatility. So again, if you want to take an entry, the next entry would be right here at the 90 mark. If price pushes up higher, then this will just get pushed up higher to the 500 mark right there. But right now, it's still at the 90 mark. Let's see. Stanley said, "What are your thoughts on price right now hitting all-time high? I think it'll push a few hundred points and drop big." So I think here, let's see. Let's go to the clean chart. I wouldn't really put too much attention on the all-time high. I think just because it's at the all-time high, I'm not expecting it to come down very well. It'll come down eventually, but I think if it does trigger the all-time high, it'll probably keep climbing. So depending on how the volatility is, so see right here, Stanley, how this is moving slow. If it continues to move slow like that, I think the all-time high will just keep getting pushed higher. It'll keep getting higher and higher and higher. The only time I would be careful, like you said, you're expecting a big drop, is if you see a huge spike. If you see a big spike up, then okay, I'm gonna expect a big drop. But if you get this slow candle, like this slow snail movement where it just kind of slowly goes up, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I think price will just keep climbing up higher and higher. But once you see a big spike, like for example, this candle right here try to spike up a little bit, you can see a big candle, then at that point, I would take caution. And at that point, I would look for a possible reversal. So, like same thing with what happened right here, right? Price spiked up super hard, and then it came down super hard. But you can see over here, if these candles are moving up slowly like this, then it'll just keep climbing up slowly and slowly. Because people are just piggyback riding onto these trades, right? They see it, they see that it's going up, and they're just bandwagoning onto the movement to the upside. So yeah, that's something that I would look out for, Stanley. If you want to climb it up, feel free to climb it up, but just make sure that you once the movement starts to get a little volatile, that's where you want to be careful because that's where the manipulation is probably going to happen. The problem with this here right now is that we're right at the sessions. See where the sessions are at? So price is having trouble getting past this area, which is normal. This is typically what happens. If you guys are looking for a market flow entry, next market flow entry is going to happen right here at the 500 mark. And we'll see what happens here. The problem with this is that it's at the opening price, so this is going to be a little tricky. This would be considered a red flag. I wouldn't take any entries around this area, but if you guys are looking to take market flow and you don't care about the red flags, market flow would happen right there at the 500 mark. I'm not taking it, but if you guys are looking to take it, it's going to mark it up right there. So again, this is considered a red flag. It's right at the opening price. Wouldn't mess with any trades around there. So I wouldn't take any trades at the opening price, and I wouldn't take any trades at the sessions. Those are like the two big red flags that I don't take any trades around. I'll take trades around news sometimes, but even at that case, I would still probably be a little careful. The only time I would be okay taking trades around red flags is for the breakout. Because I'm expecting movement. So the crazy thing about this breakout strategy is that I tested it during Asia. It does work during Asia sometimes too. So like I looked over here, sometimes they kind of balance out. If you're doing it 1 to 2 risk to reward, the Asia trades here actually hit pretty often. So like for example, over here on Sunday, there was, let's see, or not Sunday. I probably wouldn't take the Sunday trade, but if you took it during the week, it's basically every day except Friday. So Thursday won, Wednesday won, Tuesday lost. That's basically, and Monday won over here too. So this would basically be 3 wins and 1 loss. And then for the prior week, Thursday lost, Wednesday won, Tuesday won, Monday lost. So like because it's a 1 to 2 risk reward, this would technically be considered just 1 loss. So like 2 losses here would be considered to 1 loss, would be equal to 1 loss, and then you'd still be in profit 100 points. Same with the previous week, you'd be have 2 losses, 2 wins. Basically, that would cancel out one of the wins. Still be up an extra 100 points. And then same with the prior week over here as well. So I'll take this off to clean up the chart a little bit. So that market flow V2 just hit full TP, guys. The one that I marked up right here. So I marked it up at the 500. I said if you guys wanted to take it, it would come down and fill right there. It did fill and then went straight to TP. You guys can see the little marker right there. So you guys can see here, there's entries that come up after 7 o'clock for market flow. I just find them to be very risky because the volatility is not very consistent. Once the volatility is consistent, then, in the future, maybe I'll look for some more entries after 7 o'clock. But as of now, I'm going to stick to my game plan, trade between 640 and 7. Just go for that one market flow entry and then go for obviously the full TP on that. So. All right, so there goes that. Let's see my profits for the day. I'm going to add up my profits for the day to see where I'm currently at so I don't have to do this later. So I'm just gonna, so instead of me having to add everything up individually, I'm just gonna, or actually I guess I can. I got more 940s here, so I'll do 940 times 1, 2, 3, 7. 940 times 7 plus 1665 plus 965 plus 960 plus 955 plus 930 plus 930 plus 915 plus 905 plus 900 plus 900 90 80 85. So 20,130 across my personal account and my Apex accounts right here. And then for my Top Step account, plus 1486. So a total profit of 21,616 for the day. I just took 2 trades, which was the breakout, which was, even at that, it was just a partial. I got it at 50 points. If I held on to it for the full TP, it'd be double that. So that's how much profit I locked in for the breakout, and then also the market flow V2 right here that hit for 60 points. Also for this, I only took it for partial. So if I took it for the full 60 points, my profits would be like way more. It'd probably be like 40,000 in total. That's crazy. That's crazy for like 2 trades with a decent risk to reward. So, all right, William. So William said he's all done for the day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Let's see. Jason said that news candle was sweet. He won both ways. Said a buy stop and a sell stop TP. Went down, touched his sell stop TP. Then it went right back up and hit his other TP. Nice work, William. Or Jason, sorry. Jason. Yeah, no, that's solid, Jason. All right, guys, if there's any more questions, feel free to pop into the chat. Again, our mentoring session will be this Wednesday. So if you have any specific detailed questions, we'll cover it then. Again, if you guys are just joining or if you guys didn't listen to me earlier, I'm basically looking to take 2 entries per day now. I'm looking to take the breakout, which is going to happen basically every day. And then on top of that, I'll be looking to take the market flow V2. Other than that, I think that's not really expecting too much today. So you guys can see price is still kind of ranging. It's a huge range right now. So market open right here at 630. Actually open right here, this red candle, 630. And then it pretty much came down sharp, came right back up, came back down sharp, then came back right up right here. And then it's just consolidating around this area. Or not consolidating, it's more so ranging. Because the range here is pretty wide. It's not like a small consolidation zone. It's actually a pretty big range right now, where it's currently at. All right. So there's no market flow entries here right now. In order for us to get another market flow entry, we need price to push up, come back down, push up higher. So we need price to push above the pivots, retrace back down, and come back higher. If we get a sell signal here that closes, you can possibly look for a market flow to the downside. Just hasn't closed yet. Let's see, Jason said, Sean, the chart's playing out good. I think it's going to get even better. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too. The There's volatility in the market, which is good. The only thing is I don't like the range. So the range is kind of what throws me off. Yeah, Jason said I like how the season's changing. What's your take on it? I'm expecting the markets to be volatile. It happens every year. It's the same thing every year. So like the winter season is usually kind of slow because of the holidays. So winter season's slow. The spring season is usually pretty volatile because that's when everybody gets into the market. Everyone tries to get their money before the summer hits. The summer market's usually typically kind of slow because people go on vacation. And then on Friday, not Friday, in fall, the market picks back up because people are coming back from vacation and they're trading again. On top of that, the interest rates are coming down, so money's becoming cheaper. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. And then on top of that as well, there is a the election coming up. So we got the election coming up in a couple months, guys. That's another big thing to look out for. We got some more team profits right here from Johnny. Johnny locked in 2,340 on his first account and a profit of 3,290 on his second account. Nice work, Johnny. All wins for the day. See, Jason sent me a chart. Uh, where did you send him, Jason? I don't see him anymore. Send him on Discord. Hmm. I can get him, Jason. If you want to send them, I can take a look. All right, guys. So price is actually above the pivots again. So there's another opportunity here for entry for market flow. The only problem is that it's right at the opening price. So I wouldn't take any trades around here. So like I said, this is it's considered a red flag for me. I mean, there wouldn't be any entries right here anyways. Um, are you talking about the AMD strategy that you were talking about, Jason? The one for the breakout? The same breakout that we were talking about before? Here, let me see. Let me just turn off my indicators. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Because that's the only thing you sent me. Okay, so here, let's go here real quick. Let's go to 5:30. I'll just analyze it real quick and I'll see. It's not too difficult. All right, so during we had a range over here, right? Major range. It's a little tricky right here. So from the analysis here, this could be two things. So like there's Asia range. This could be London range or manipulation. So there's two different things here that could have played out, Jason. So looking at this here, because so if you consider these, and this is why I don't like the strategy as much. So like before, you know how we talked about this. This is why I don't like it because it's so subjective, right? This could be considered either London range or it could be manipulation. There's two different ways to look at it. Sometimes, like for me personally, I probably see this as a range. I don't think this is really manipulation because it's I mean, there's a manipulated push right here, but then it just ended up ranging throughout this area, right? So there's a lot of different things that could have been deciphered from this. So like we had Asia range here. If this was considered Asia range, London range, then for New York session, it'd also be New York range, right? Because if it ranges on two different sessions, it's going to range bigger in New York. However, if you identify this differently and you see this as Asia range and manipulation, then you'd expect this would be considered New York reversal, right? The only problem here is that you don't know which direction price would be reversing from because market opened right here at 6:30. I guess technically you could have identified this as a reversal to the downside. Like it would line up with our analysis for today with the momentum, but it's kind of hard to tell because this here is like ranging as well, right? So yeah, I think the analysis, it's like it's hard to tell because it's either you're going to be looking for a reversal or you're going to be looking for a range. I think ideally here it'd probably be a range, right? Because that's what it looks like right now. So if this was a case, then in this situation over here, this would be your range or reversal. So yeah, no, the analysis here is fine. It just depends on what you look for. So like, and there's no wrong analysis here, Jason. So like, for example, we had the Asia range, London range, and then obviously this is New York range right here. Price is ranging. Or if you were to catch the reversal like we did, it would work either way. So I think you were proper with taking trades in both directions because I think you identified it as a range, right? That's why you took the buy and the sell because it worked both ways. So same situation here. I think either one would have worked. You either identified this as a range or you've identified it as reversal. For me, I identified it as reversal because that's where I was going. But it's just, it's that's the reason why I like it, but I don't like it. Because you could be right, but then you could also be wrong, depending on how you identify it. So yeah, no, I mean that's the risk of doing something that's kind of subjective. So good thing for my breakout that I'm taking now is there's no subjectivity. It's all based off the momentum signals. So I don't have to think or guess like is it gonna range or is it gonna be or is it manipulation? It's just mostly gonna be buy or sell, and I'll know right away. Yeah, but no, definitely just thanks for the reminder on that because I didn't even analyze it for today because I didn't bother to look at it since I already knew my direction. But I think I'll probably look at that as well just to have an idea of like if it's going to line up with my entry. And I think that's the same thing you do as well too, right? You don't just take the breakout based off what the analysis is. You kind of just use it as a confluence, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing there. So, all right, guys, it's 7:40 right now. We don't really have much else here to look at. My profit for the day is 21,616. You guys have seen my profits. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to post them here in the chat. Again, if I want to show, I'm going to show you guys the trades for the day. So we took 2 trades for the day. My goal for each day is going to be the same thing. I'm basically taking just 2 trades per day. The trade that we took this morning initially was the breakout. So this was a breakout here. It hit full TP. What happened with my trade is that I had a trailing stop that was set. I didn't realize I had it set under my ATM. It's just automatically there from my presets. So what happened was when price came down and it shot right back up, it pulled me out right here at the 50-point mark, which is fine. I locked in half of what I was supposed to normally lock in. So I locked in about 700 to 1,000 on that trade there. And then the second trade I took here was, this was my mistake. I wasn't paying attention to the chart. It was a market flow V2 for 60 points. I got in at bad entry, so I ended up just closing it early because I didn't want to risk it. So I got in for like very small partial profit. But if you held on to it, it hit full TP right there for the market flow. Again, there's more market flow entries that are coming up here, but they're not exactly the ones that I would recommend taking because the volatility here is so low. ATR is currently at 19. It's not super low, but it's low enough to the point where I wouldn't recommend taking any entries at this very moment. So if you guys are looking for some market flows, there's one that's coming up right here. The entry would happen at the 80 mark. Because the volatility is so low, I would only go for the 1030 at this point. That's why between 640 and 7, I can take the bigger move. But at this point, you'd have to take the smaller one because volatility is just way too low. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for the day. There's no other entries here that I'm really looking to take. The 2 of my entries have came up for the day. So if you guys want to take these entries with me, just make sure to be on this live session early and on time. The breakout will happen right at 6:30. So make sure that you're on here before 6:30. And then for the market flow V2, it's going to happen between 6:40 and 7 o'clock. So basically by 7 o'clock, you can be done trading. Unless you want to keep trading, feel free to keep trading. But, we traded for about less than 30 minutes and we locked in some pretty good profit for the day. So I'm pretty happy with our performance for today, guys. Today was a really good way to start off the trading week. We've been having some like rocky Mondays lately, but this Monday was really solid. So really good profit right there across all of my Apex accounts, and my personal account locked in quite a bit. And then on top of that, of course, my Top Step account over here as well. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time for the next live session. Again, guys, please be on time if you guys want to take the breakout. We'll be taking the breakout again tomorrow, right before market opens. And then market